All right, we are live here at FNGO. It's time for the lunch break. Woo, guys, I'll tell you what, it was a struggle to get this thing up and going. Give it a few minutes for some of you guys to get on. September 30th. We've already gone through September pretty quick. So, hope everybody is doing okay today. My desk is a mess here. But I'm not lying. I literally just got the system to working right about the time it said showtime. So I hope everything's working fine. TikTok, you guys are good. I hope everybody on the YouTube side of things and Facebook, hope you guys can hear me, because I was struggling putting wires in and out, plugging this, plugging that. What's up, Justin Ortiz? And I'm telling you, I was like, all of a sudden, I look up and it says, it's showtime. And I'm like, ooh, I just sat down, like just literally sat down. So anyway, I hope your morning is going far better than mine so far. It's been a good morning. I just waited to the last minute, was doing things to get the system set up to come talk to you guys for a little bit. So anyway, let me take a drink and we'll get going with this little show here. I didn't even have time to make coffee, having to do the old Diet Dr. Pepper. So, hey, again, real quick, like I always do, let's start off December 6th, Toys for Tots. $80 entry fee, $60 to the pot, $20 to big fish, $5,000 guaranteed first place prize. And if you look on the FNG group page after this, if you drive a Phoenix boat, there is a Phoenix contingency program that Big Shanty Bass Masters has. They're a tier 2 with that organization, and you guys will you could win some extra money. I think last year old Charlie Adams walked away with over $7,000. Now imagine if he was driving a Phoenix too, another extra $500 or something like that. You can't beat that for a benefit tournament. You can't beat it at all. So you need to go ahead and get signed up. You're going to blast off in the order that you have signed up. We've got people already signing up. So, hey, if you want to be one of those earlier flights, you need to go ahead and contact me. Let me get you signed up, get you paid for. And it's going to be a good time. One unwrapped toy per angler of at least $20. At least $20. Don't be a cheap butt. If you want to buy more, buy more. But you also get to hang out with us. And so it's going to be a great time December 6th out of Laurel Park. Make plans to be there. If you're not fishing it, you can absolutely, you can absolutely make a donation. We'll go buy toys for you. Or you can come by the shop here. I'm going to get a box. You can drop off toys here. So anyway, there'll be more details tonight on the Livewell. Guys, got a great Livewell for you tonight. Got Deshaun Johnson coming up. So we're going to cover the kayaking and the bass guy at the same time. Listen, that kid's a hammer. And I told him when I was talking to him yesterday, hey, listen, anything you want to really talk about tonight? And he was talking about, well, we can talk sonar, we can talk spoons and all that. And I said, we certainly can. I want to make sure what we do talk about, though, is what you're going to be doing in October. What you're going to be doing in October. So hello, everyone out there. I got the roof good enough that if it rains, I'm okay. I'm going to have to do a permanent fix over the weekend. So appreciate you guys thinking about that. Listen, I'm a little chunkier than I used to be. When I did heating and air, I'd always get up on the roof with a chainsaw. We take those vent stacks out. No problem. Didn't matter how steep it was, whatever. Shingled or unshingled, I could fly across it. Well, it's been a hot minute since I've done that. And I'm not as agile as I used to be. So, but anyway, everything is good. So Lane Hope, Fish, and Aaron, all you guys, Cam, Cody, everybody out there. Now, listen, a couple of things that we're going to talk about today, and we can go wherever you guys want to go. We're going to talk about a little bit on the NPFL's new info rule. We're going to talk about Uncle Randy getting DQ'd. Lots to talk about there. Of course, I just mentioned the Toys for Tots. Deshaun Johnson, Christopher Page. You must have just missed me saying it. Deshaun Johnson. It's going to be a good time. And then Thursday night, we're going to talk. Dave Aldridge is going to come up with Father Time. And I believe, I can't remember if it's Tony or Tim. We're going to talk about Gunnersville style lake. He's got the Ultimate Angler coming up. I am now going to go out there. The plans have changed a little bit. So if you're going to be out there, hey, I'll be out there as well. Tyler Shellnut, what's going on, buddy? But anyway, another thing too, I'm thinking about this. I haven't decided yet, but I was thinking about opening it up to some of you guys. If you're not doing anything Saturday, and a few of you might want to get together and ride with me. I may be going up to watch the NPFL weigh-in up on Hartwell just to see Big Al and the guys. Trent's fishing it. This is from last year. This is the championship Saturday, but this is from last year's season. And so you'll have some guys in there, and they will be allowing forward-facing sonar on this one because, of course, they qualified for it last year. But if some of you guys want to maybe get together and ride out, we might do that. But anyway, we'll talk about it. But reach out to me if you want to go. And we'll see. If enough interest is there, we might ride out. But I'm definitely going to Gunnersville the following weekend. I want to thank my buddy Ken Pruitt. You guys will notice him as KP in the comment section. You know, yesterday I went off on some of the stuff. I went off on some of the stuff about people, you know, playing the lottery, drive-through and all that. Ken thought I must be having a bad day. He must have thought I was having a bad day. So what did Ken do, like a fantastic friend and viewer that he is? He went and bought me some Snickers and some M&Ms and some women's feminine products and brought them to me. He sure did. He goes, you know, he was thinking of me, guys. He knew that he goes, you must have been in the mood. And I go, no, man, I'm fantastic. It was just a subject matter. And you know how it is. I just took off with it. But yeah, he brought them to me. Now, the good thing about it was we checked. They're unscented. And if any of you guys deer hunt, hey, you know, you can go buy those wick things. But if you really want to put out some scent, you can use those certain products and dip it in your old Tink 69 or whatever you like. Tie it to the tree, and the wind will just take that scent on down, whichever way you want it to go. So KP sounds like a good fella. He is. Traveling fisherman on TikTok, going to the Lake of the Ozarks to camp and fish and watch the weigh-ins on Sunday. Hey, I need to go out there. I've been to the Lake of the Ozarks. Did you see Mikey Ball's video titled something like Randy B. Jig is a forward-facing sonar catching machine? The irony of it for sure. Bassmasters EQs at Lake Murray. Lake Murray is a heck of a lake too. Just in watching it. I have not personally fished it yet, but just in watching the tournaments that I've watched there, man, that lake is, it's a fantastic lake. The largemouth act like the spots do here on Lake Lanier. And so it's actually some really good viewing. I enjoyed it. Danny, if you like scents, look up Phillips Scent, mom and pop shop out of Georgia. I'm aware of them. Definitely going to look into that. I don't use it that much, but I might since I got a whole box of Sport Edition feminine products. Randy will literally do anything but use scope to win tournaments, including buying waypoints, Tyler says. Well, try and win. Well, we can jump in on old Uncle Randy. I didn't plan on hitting him first, but we can. Or Old Indian Trick LLC, big fan of them. So that's talking about some sense for deer hunting and all that. Got to get your doe pee and your buck and rut stuff and all that. Or if you like to make scrapes and all that. It's interesting the way a deer uses its nose and how its world is affected by that. So Jeremy says, okay, so for those of you that don't know, Uncle Randy got DQ'd from a tournament the other day because they have a rule that says the top 25, and he did make that cut, cannot, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just kind of paraphrasing, cannot get any information from anybody or solicit any information from anybody outside of the top 25 competitors. So I think if I read this correctly, or if I understand it correctly, if you're still in the tournament, those guys could talk to each other. But outside of the tournament, you could not. And so Randy had a conversation on the phone with a gentleman, and the co-angler of that gentleman was in the truck listening to it. And from my understanding, the co-angler is the one that reported him. So it's kind of ironic. Jeremy says, I think Randy got DQ'd on purpose. He will make more money from getting DQ'd from the rants he'll have on YouTube than what he made in the tournament. Which is, it's interesting. Is like he didn't get disqualified from the entire tournament. Only his final day weight was disqualified. So he still cut a check, which was pretty interesting. He still cut a check. Pretty sure Randy has or did have forward-facing sonar. Some of his vids display. He has good knowledge of it. Yeah, he might. He absolutely might. I don't know. But here's the thing. He put out some videos really quick, explaining the situation. Now, what I call that is damage control. Damage control. For sure, 100%. Now, he laid out this scenario where the day, once they made the top 25, that day before or whatever, he had a flat tire on his boat. Why he didn't have a spare, I don't know. But he felt like he needed to weigh in early and go get that tire fixed and come back to the meeting that's mandatory that they have. So he was late to the meeting. Well, in that meeting, he said they discussed the no info rule. And so he was not present at that part of the meeting. Now, if I'm saying this wrong, you guys correct me. But here's the thing. FLW has had that rule forever. Forever. That is a rule that they all know. Now, Randy said he forgot about it or didn't know, which is kind of weird because you either knew it and you forgot about it or you just didn't know the rules. One of the two. Or you knew the rule and you just broke it. Now, I don't think Randy did that. Maybe he forgot about the rule, but whatever. It's neither here nor there. The rule got broken. Now, the only, and listen, it was probably an accident or whatever. I'm not going to say the man cheated. Randy's been fishing tournaments for 40 years. He knows. Well, if you go, I wrote down a couple of notes here. Couple of notes. Let me find them here because I was just some highlights to talk about. Now, the rule's been around forever. Talked about the tire. Now, here's the thing. He talked to a fellow competitor that was outside the 25 the day after they made the cut. So he knew he was going to fish it. So this guy was outside of the top 25, which is why the rule, this is where the infraction came. Here's my question. He's talking to this gentleman on the phone, and they talk all the time, he says. He's talking to the gentleman on the phone, and then that gentleman's got a co-angler in there with him. Didn't that other guy who has fished MLF that he's talking to know the rule? So now between Randy and his friend, you had two guys who didn't know the rule or conveniently forgot about the rule. I don't see it. I don't see that because he's fished forever. He broke the rule, whatever. The co-angler turned him in. Then on the video he put out, basically he said it's shady in a way that the co-angler turned him in. Now the co-angler is following the rules because if I'm not mistaken, if you know of an infraction and you do not turn it in, you're just as guilty as the person committing that infraction, correct? So the co-angler goes and turns him in. Now he said the co-angler should have, not the co-angler, the co-angler of his buddy. And then on this video, he goes, well, the co-angler could have said, hey guys, you guys ain't supposed to be doing this. And you guys might not want to talk because the rule is this. And he kind of like, it's kind of shady that guy didn't correct him right then and there. No, he just went and told on him. Now listen, that's kind of passive aggressive a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of passive aggressive because one thing Randy B does do, he calls people out. You guys remember a year ago, if you go and you go to YouTube, you go up to Intuitive Angling and you pull up this video. It says Bassmaster Elite Series rookie disqualified for failing polygraph exam. When will this end? And he basically just goes in this tirade about, hey, guys should know. These young guys are making us guys look bad. They should know the rules. They should quit bending them out. About 10, 20 into the video, somewhere right in there, he says, getting information after the cutoffs. I mean, this is something that he knows exists. But in typical Uncle Randy fashion, he's smiling. Hey guys, welcome to Intuitive Angling. And I just wanted to make another video and just kind of tell you guys that, hey, this kind of happened. And hey, he has no problem ripping other people. It's pure damage control, what he's doing. Did the other angler get punishment for giving info or no? I don't think he did, because he was out of the tournament. He had been cut. I just don't like all these information rules. It seems so Soviet/Germany turning into informant situations. Yeah, I mean, and then we'll get to the NPFL. Jeff Brazil, he broke a rule and knows it. He got caught, bottom line, black and white. Guys, go read like I do. I tell you all the time, I love going on some people's YouTube channels and just reading the comments. Because to be honest, I don't really care two craps that Randy got DQ'd. I don't follow him. But I love reading the comments. And they're straight down party lines. Straight down party lines. This country is so divided. Straight down party lines. Randy, you broke the rule. You knew it. You should have known. You know, those guys. And then the other guys was like, sure, it was an honest mistake, Randy. You're such a great guy. We know you didn't mean to do it. And it's incredible to watch how you can just take a comment and go, okay, he messed up, or it was an accident. And you can just split them one by one all the way down. But we've watched enough of his videos to know how he feels about other people making mistakes. But I don't like the fact that he threw shade at the co-angler of the guy he was talking to. Because we all know, if you follow professional fishing, you all know that whether you're a co-angler or an angler, if you see something, if you're an angler and a boater and you see another boater messing up and you don't go turn him in, you can get DQ'd. You can get in trouble. Same thing with the co-angler. What's that co-angler supposed to do? Maybe he don't like Randy. A lot of people don't. But is it his responsibility to police Randy and say, hey, you know, y'all shouldn't be talking? They knew better. You know what I'm saying? They know better. Now, I mean, his only punishment was his final day weight got DQ'd. I don't know if that's, you know, I don't like the info rule anyway. If you guys have ever watched the podcast and all that, I say, hey, have no information rules, whatever. Let the guys pay for it. Let them go. Let them fight it out. Go. If it's fair across the board and they all can buy it, let them go. I don't care. Still got to catch the fish. But I do like what the NPFL did with the 30-day before the start of official practice starting in 2026, instead of it being January 1st for the entire year, which I've always thought was ridiculous. But the NPFL, of course, is leading the way in making a decision. It's amazing what Fuller and them are doing over there. They just, hey, look, this is best for it. They realize it's impossible to police. It is almost impossible to police. And we all know that rule, I don't care what they say, that rule gets broke all the time previously, and guys just don't get caught. You know what I'm saying? So the 30-day before the official start of practice, 1 month. Hell, even in our electric only series that we got here, we have a 1 week off on the lake period. A lot of clubs do 1 week off. That keeps guys who can take off in the middle of the week to go fish, you know, figure stuff out, where guys that have to work during the week can't do it. So the 1 week off is fine. 30-day information rule before the lake, fine. Totally reasonable. Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. And I applaud the NPFL for doing it. Now, if you want to take it one step further, just give it away. Just get rid of the info altogether, but whatever. I mean, it's like, you know, teams have advanced scouts and stuff, and you know, it's all right. But I get it. I get why they do it. 30 days is fine, but Randy knew better. 100%. You can't convince me that man that is an expert at every damn thing and knows everything, because Lord knows he'll tell you he's fished for 30, 40 years and he's got his time on the water. You can't convince me he did not know that rule. If I was on a jury, bam, guilty. Hell, you're guilty before it even starts. I'm biased. I shouldn't do that. Because personally, I think he does some good stuff on his channel. But I noticed he didn't use the word cheater. It's just an honest mistake. He didn't use the word cheater like cheater box, them flat brim cheater box kids and all that are out there. No, he picked his words carefully. He also said it with a smile on your face. If you know anything about, if you've ever studied anything about media or you read about it, we try to read about it and how, you know, you connect with people. Hey, say it with a smile. Say it sincerely. Half the population is going to believe you based on that alone. Now, I want to know from you guys, do you think the punishment fit the crime? And all you guys, I'm seeing all the comments there. You know, Parker, I'll get with you here in a little bit. I'm on a rant. I'm on a rant right now. Just throw top water, Parker. Throw top water. Stay on top water on Lanier right now. You'll catch fish. You just can't convince me, guys. And you know, I see pot calling the kettle black or whatever. Randy equals pot meet kettle. Randy B got DQ'd for trying to cheat. Somebody said it. I may use a cheater box, but I can't stand flat brimmed hats for sure. Coleman says Randy would be perfect for Congress now because he could smile, look you right in the face, and make you think, oh, it's just a simple mistake. Now, let me preface this by saying this. I am not a perfect human being. I have messed up 25,000 times, if not 25,000 more in my life. But I'll be the first to tell you, hey, you know what, guys? I bent that rule. I bent that rule a little bit. Yeah, I got caught. Most of you guys are forgiven. I think sometimes if you just say, hey, you know what? I messed up and I knew I wasn't supposed to do it, but I did it anyway. I honestly think that would be easier to forgive. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be easier to say, you know what, Randy? You're human. Good for you, dude. Go fish. Don't do it again. But you can't say in the same video, I forgot or I didn't know the rule. Whichever, what the hell is it? You're throwing that out there. If you can muddy the water enough, and make people who are too lazy to swim through it, you can get away with it. Personally, I just, I don't wish the man any harm. I just think that it's funny as hell that a guy who makes a video, especially when it comes to the younger anglers, and talking about the integrity of the sport. The integrity of the sport. Putting your time in, knowing the rules. Even in that video, he said at the beginning of the year, I read the rules. Just conveniently forgot it, right? And of course, he phrases that. Here's your little passive-aggressive stuff. He phrases this in there. But the rule is so long and convoluted and all that, that sometimes I can't, he said, I can't remember what my wife told me yesterday. Come on, guys. How many times have we tried that with our wives? And I'm not fishing for money. I mean, just at home, how many times have we tried that? They'll damn sure quickly let you know what was said. I'm seeing these comments. I wish I could read them all. He's been fishing for 30 years, and all he does is right. 90% of the fishermen are doing it wrong. He should know better. He should know better. But he's going to be able to walk from it because he's got a legion of followers that no matter what, they're going to stick with him. Hey, and listen, maybe he earned that. Maybe he's earned that over time. But it would just be refreshing for him. Batman 5885 on TikTok. Anything where money is involved, you will have cheating or pushing the boundaries of the rules. I agree. That's why I say don't just get away with the info rule. Hell, if you got $125,000 to spend on waypoints, go spend it. You think the New York Yankees, their payroll? Well, look at the Mets. The Mets have the second biggest payroll. Just because you can buy it don't mean you can win it. The New York Mets are a prime example that you can buy. Got that old bum, whatever he is, right fielder. I can't stand the way he does that wiggling in the box when he bats. They didn't win. They didn't even make the playoffs. So just do away with it, or at least do what the NPFL does 30 days before. But still, especially, and like Cam said this. Where's Cam's comment? With as many eyes and ears that are on those guys during these tournaments, they should know better than to even attempt to cheat. And when we say, hey, he cheated, that's a very strong statement. You could say, and again, it goes by the way you want to preface it. He broke a rule or he cheated. Same thing, different intent. And maybe his intent was, I don't know. I wasn't in there. But I'll be dang, don't get onto that co-angler for doing right and reporting your butt and saying it's kind of shady. Shady was you talking to the guy after the tournament in the truck. Well, we do it every day. And you knew the rule. Just don't tell me you forgot the rule. Guaranteed. I just hate when they say that I've done this on my own. Let's see. Guaranteed. I just hate when they say I've done this on my own. I this, I that, then get busted. Yeah, no, for sure, Batman. For sure. Can't call it a cheater box after getting caught trying to cheat. I guarantee he will. Because all he's got to do is, here, you want to be a politician? Deflect. Oh, there'll be a video out about cheater box tomorrow. Now, you can say, hey, listen, he did come out. And that's what some of these guys in comments said. He did come out and he took responsibility for, oh, hell no, he got caught. Lord knows that's happened to me. Ask my wife. She'll tell you. The only reason you're admitting it is because you got caught doing whatever it is, whatever it was. That's the only reason he's making that video. He got caught. Or that video never gets made. And you guys know it. You guys know without a fact, I'm telling you right. Kind of like Georgia. All the money in the world can't get a win against Bama. Yeah, honest mistake is when you tell on yourself. And that's what he said. He said, had the co-angler said, hey, guys, you shouldn't be talking about this, he goes, I would have reported it. The co-angler should have given me the opportunity to self-report. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? The thing about the no info rule where it would stop, I mean, let's say I'm in the tournament and it's day one and I'm sucking, but I got 3 buddies on the lake running around finding fish for me. Yeah, I mean, that's true. You know, I'm just of a different mindset. And I know there are purists who want to stay with, hey, you're a professional angler. You shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, the hell with it, boys. Let's play. Bring what you got. And if you could afford to pay a guide for, whatever. Because I'm telling you, that even gets done on the local level here. I've had people call up and say, there are high schoolers. Now, that hasn't been recent. It's been in the past. High schoolers before a big tournament hiring guides. It gets done. It's just somebody's going to try to bend the rule no matter what. And I'm not even going to tell you guys that I probably wouldn't try to bend the rule. It's kind of like NASCAR. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I don't want to act like I'm sitting up here on a pedestal all holy or nothing like that. Because if I be honest, I probably would ask. I'm trying to win 50,000, dude. You got anything that can help me? And hope like hell. I'll just be honest. I think a lot of guys would be like that. We'd all like to say, I would never. But until you've been there, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. But the difference is I would look you guys and say, you know what? Yeah, I messed up. I got caught, guys. Sorry. Trying to shift blame on the co-angler is the deflection you spoke about. That's what I'm saying. It's what politicians do. Watch any show with politicians on, and the person will say, the bill before Congress does away with support for the Boy Scouts of America. It's pretty controversial. What do you think about that? Well, I was taking a shower the other day and I got thinking about the farmers in Iowa and, the corn crop and the yield. And we thought maybe if we did an appropriations bill out there, we might be able to help them a little bit. They don't say jack crap about the Boy Scouts of America. They never do that. Watch them. And it's kind of like, and I'm sitting, I'm like, Danny, you're such a jackwagon for even watching this. Why are you watching this? His ass got caught. Period. And do you guys think that the punishment fit the crime? Just your last day weigh-in don't count. You still get a check. Do you guys agree with that? Doug Wright said, I had a bad day last Friday and my co-angler was throwing a Hellraiser. Can I blame him? Yeah, you can blame him. Anybody that throws that damn Hellraiser. He would have been better off saying, I got carried away and broke the rule. I think so too, Atlanta Outdoors. I think I'd be able to go, you know what? He's human. I think it would be easier for me. Now, again, I don't know. But I heard about it yesterday and I was like, whatever. I'm not going to talk about it. I really didn't care that much about it till I saw his other video, his follow-up video, because he put out one. But it's his follow-up video where he basically, if you ask me, in my opinion, deflected and threw the blame on the co-angler. Now, he'll say it was my fault. I should have known. Yeah, just enough for you to actually think that. And then in the comment sections, you have some people like, the co-angler must have had it against you. It was somebody that didn't like you. And then you got the other ones that were smart and said, hey, you know what? The co-angler followed the rules and did what he was supposed to do. Now, Gone Fishing with Ed said he should not get any check. DQ'd, sent home, rules are rules. Yeah. And I think it was his video or something. He felt bad because his family had driven down there to see him or whatever. I don't know. To me, a DQ is a DQ and should be the whole event, not just one day. Agree. I mean, look. Perfect example of it being the whole day. What if somebody fishes? Like, take the situation with Baron Adams in the NPFL a few years ago. He honestly was in Texas, was buying his fishing license on his thing. Can prove that he hit send. I mean, he can prove it all. This is what I did. Well, it didn't go through. He won that tournament. He's a great guy, by the way. Been on the show a couple of times. Fantastic guy up Blue Ridge up here. He lost $100,000. And he attempted to do the right thing. Now he'll tell you he should have followed up, and he does from now on. But it cost him the entirety of the tournament. And so that's kind of what I think. Like, you know, a DQ is a DQ, should the entirety of the tournament. I don't think he should have got a check. But Randy does have everybody talking about him. Again, I wasn't going to until I saw what he said about his co-angler. In golf, you get no check if DQ'd and make the cut. If he broke the no info rule, he should be DQ'd for the entire tournament. If it happens again, fine him for first place, third time permanent ban. I remember recently G-Man got put in a tough spot and had to report another angler for a no wake violation, and he said they can actually get DQ'd for not reporting 100%. But Randy said, hey, he should have came to me and given me the opportunity to self-report. Now, what would happen if that guy goes, okay, yeah, and then Randy didn't self-report? Now that angler's got to go back. Does he get in trouble if he goes back later on and says, hey, you know what, this happened. I gave Randy the opportunity to self-report and he didn't. Would MLF or whatever, would they, you know, I think it was a Toyota. So I think they would they fine him? Would he get in trouble for not doing it on time? One thing I hate the most is I learned a lot in the beginning for Bass Info from him on YouTube. He's got enough money. Yeah, no check. He shouldn't have got a check. Well, I mean, listen, it's the talk of the day. And I haven't been on social media much today. I've had people in front of me, so I haven't really. I got in here this morning and I was scouring the stuff and I saw that one and I stopped and I said, I'm going to watch it. And then, of course, I'm going to read the comments. And then I said, you know what? We got to talk about this. But, yeah, go watch Bassmaster Elite Series rookie disqualified for fishing or for failing polygraph exam. When will this end? It came out about a year ago, almost a year ago. And listen to what he said. Danny says, yes, I'm out of the loop on who and what are we talking about. Randy Blockett got DQ'd from a tournament for the information rule, for the no info rule, Danny. That's my thought to Danny. What if he didn't report, or if that other angler gets polygraphed in the future and fails for not reporting? That's what I'm saying. There are consequences. So listen. Just get rid of the stupid rules when it comes to info. We live in a day and age where pretty much, you can find anything you want regardless, or you can get pretty damn well close to what you're wanting to find. Talk to your buddies. I mean, make it like NASCAR. You got Hendricks, and then you got, whatever, these other teams and all that. And let them drivers help each other. I don't care. I want you at the end of the day, what you want to see is them catch fish, right? You want to see what they catch, how they catch it, where they catch it. I'll be honest with you, I don't care what it took to get them there. Catch the fish. Same with poker tournaments. It's the people at the table that are supposed to enforce the rules. I didn't know that. I don't play a lot of poker. Lord knows if I did, I'd have even less money than what I have now. Y'all go check out that video. It's just something, again, like I said, I really didn't care until I saw what he said about the co-angler and then tried to well, still, I should have done it. And I've said that. Don't throw your co-angler on the bus for doing the right thing. Or not his co-angler, his friend's co-angler. And hot damn, I'd be mad at the friend too. Both of them knew the rule. I think the no info rule is bull. Like you say, with as much information out there, it's almost impossible not to get info. And I don't care who you are or how hard you try. And again, just like Brad Fuller said with the NPFL, they didn't want, he goes, it makes it easier on the anglers as well. Because look, the anglers, I've had them come in here, be on the podcast. And they're like, we can't talk about this. 100%. We won't talk about this late. No, it doesn't stop you guys in the comments from throwing it out there. He just can't talk. And it's kind of like accidental. And he kind of mentioned, if you read the statement about our anglers should be allowed to go to the gas station and just a fan come out and go, buddy, I tell you what, I've been catching them on that daggum Hellraiser for the last 2 weeks out there. At that point, basically, that angler has to kind of self-report and say, I heard this. He didn't solicit it. He heard it. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Let them go. Let them go. Just like forward-facing sonar doesn't make them jump in the boat, having info won't make them jump in the boat either, for sure. Just curious, do you have a favorite circuit you like to watch follow over others? I watch the NPFL, and then I watch the elites. I don't really watch as much MLF. I need to more this year. I got to learn some of these anglers. I think the rule is trash because we all know people talk, so many podcasts and comments, doc talk, etc. That's what I'm saying. And how do you police it? Now let's take it in a perfect world. Let's say Randy is being 100% honest, that he forgot and he just called his buddy up. His buddy's out and he goes, man, I got the final day. I've really been busting them on that. And his co-angler goes, there wasn't nothing wrong. I personally think you should be allowed to have that conversation. I personally think you should be allowed to have that conversation. Because like somebody said up there, like with it being like old Soviet Union and all that. Now, we can't use that freedom of speech argument because, again, that doesn't apply to private entities and all that. We've covered that before. But I think you should have been able to call them. I mean, that's just the bad thing about it. It's like, okay, Randy, you broke the rule. You should have reported, blah, blah, blah. Yes. But at the end of the day, I'm like, God, that's stupid. It's stupid. You cannot police it. And to be honest, and we all got to be honest here, sometimes leaving it up to people to self-report ain't going to happen. And there's some of you guys watching up there, and I'm going to throw we're not guaranteed to self-report. We'd like to think we would. There's a lot of clubs that you can't cull a dead fish. I'm just telling you, I know some guys that cull dead fish. And I knew about it. I didn't report them. I think it's a stupid rule. So I guess, you pick and choose what you want to follow. That's what I'm saying. I'm not righteous on this thing. But then again, I'm not out there just blasting people for, and video after video after video after video using cheater, whatever. I agree. Talking about it shouldn't be an issue. It's hard to catch other people's fish unless it's an unpressured area. Batman says, everyone says yes till there's $100,000 on the line. And that's where I'm talking about. Money will change things. Let's say in that Ultimate Angler, and I don't know what the rules are. I haven't even read it yet. That's $500,000 first place prize. That's a lot of $1 bills. And we all would like to say, oh, absolutely, yeah, I have integrity. I ain't been put in that position, guys. I'd like to think I do. I haven't been put in that position. I know one man in my life that I know I think would report himself in a heartbeat. Without a doubt. Without a doubt would report himself in a heartbeat. He sits beside me on Thursday nights. I think, honestly, Kevin Thornton would self-report. Because I've heard him talk about things, and he's old school, man. Grocery store man, come up through Publix and all that. Buy the book, everything. Like, I could see if Kevin Thornton said I'd report, I would like, you know what? Yeah, you would. You would. Even for $500,000. Hell, he's probably got that, though. I ain't got $500,000. I'd like to think I would have enough integrity to do it, but I haven't been in front of a life-changing check like that. So I can't be honest and say I'd never do it. Depends on what it was. And I think a lot of you guys feel the exact same way. You might not be willing to admit it in the comment section. I just throw it out there. We'd all like to think that we could do that, but we ain't all 100%, or we've just never been in a situation. I would not know what it would be like to fish for $500,000 going into the final day, and I'm leading that tournament, and I know I got a 15-pound lead over the next guy, and I know I got it. Honestly, and I had a little infraction, and I'm on the boat by myself or something, I'd like to think that I would, guys, but I ain't been in that situation. I don't know. I want to be honest about it. I don't know. Now, Cletus said, I'm broke as a joke, and I would. You would report or you cheat? Listen, we'd all like to say that we would. Now, listen, I have to go to church on Sundays. I do have to tell the man upstairs, and I think about that more than I do you guys. Like, what you guys think would be one thing, but like, I do have to sleep at night. I'd rather fight the demons of making that decision than fight the demons the rest of my life if I covered it up. That's what I'm kind of saying. But you know what? We got to be put in that position to try, right? We don't know. We'd like to say it until we're in that position. That's a ton of money. Do co-anglers fish the final day too? If so, how did that work when he got DQ'd and there was one less on the boat? No, they didn't have it. Batman says, get the check on Saturday, repent on Sunday. Might have to give a little extra in the offering plate. I get what you're saying, Clint. And listen, I would love to say I would be exactly the same. The love of the competition, the love of the game. Yeah, I get it. It's the right thing to say, and I'm not saying you wouldn't do it. I get it. I love you. You know that. You're getting where you're like a son to me. But we would have to see what would happen if we were in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Clint is in Goggins mode. Yeah, he's been on Goggin. Of David Goggins. That's what all that jogging does to Clint now. He thinks he's David Goggins. Which I like David Goggins. I like him. I like what he says. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to run 200 and something miles, though. I don't even like to drive 200 miles, much less get off my ass and run it. I'm sitting there thinking like, I don't know if you've ever heard stories about them guys doing that stuff. Like, basically no skin on the bottom of their feet when they're done. They crap all over themselves because after so many miles, your body just loses control. Like, I don't want to jog 200 miles with monkey ass. I just couldn't do it. I don't give a damn how much, love of that game I got. I ain't doing it. But you guys don't want to say, but Goggins is good. I like Goggins for sure. But I do agree. Listen, Clint, I do agree with you. We should all be that way. I'm just saying, let's just see what happens if we ever get put in that position. I mean, you ever cheated on your taxes? Have you ever, back when you guys are dating, had one girl over here, one, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, we all have we have our own ways of kind of skirting the system, and we all do it. I keep on running, and I don't know what I'm running from. If I'm running something or someone is after me, Jeff Brazil, 100%. Who's going to carry the weight and bags and the rods and all that stuff? For sure. You see it in golf all the time. Guys calling penalties on themselves for barely moving the ball. I do. Aaron, listen, and like I said, I wished we were all, in a perfect world, we would all tell on ourselves. We would all pay all the taxes that we're supposed to pay. We would all do the speed limit. We would all go by the government recommendations for caloric intake and everything. Cheating on your taxes is not the same. The government already screws us. It's just a way of getting some money back. Well, see, we justify it, right? We justify it. But like, if you're a man of faith and you open up that Bible, it says, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, right? We're supposed to pay those taxes, even though we hate it. But we bend that rule. The only time I messed around with my old lady, I told him myself, my conscience eats me up when I'm doing wrong. Cam, I'm not trying to get that deep into it, buddy. Appreciate your honesty. Appreciate your honesty. Not trying to go that deep into it. That's why I was kind of staying with the taxes and the dating guys. But I appreciate your honesty, dude. Yeah, conscience is a thing, for sure. I ran enough in the Army to last a lifetime. If I'm running, something's coming, and you should join me. No, ain't going to do it. I'm just going to roll over and let them just have their fill of this buffet here. I probably would baste up pretty well if somebody put me on a slow cooker, if we're being honest. That's a nice way of saying I'm probably marbled. I probably got just the right amount of fat content. Throw me in a slow cooker crock pot. Throw a thigh of Danny out there. Put it in a slow cooker. A little butter, some ranch. You can have that Mississippi roast or whatever. I'd probably be just as tender as it comes. That was not on my bingo card today, talking about probably how soft my meat would be in a slow cooker. But here we are. Here we are. It's easier to forgive someone that says I did it and shouldn't have, but I've learned my lesson, than a person that and learned his lesson, but then a person who points. I'm going to read that again. Let me read that from the get-go again. It is easier to forgive someone that says I did it and I shouldn't have, but I've learned my lesson, than a person that points fingers at other people for their mishaps, but those people can also learn too. Yeah, I mean, it is. He's going to learn from it. In a perfect world, we wouldn't be having this conversation because no cheating would have happened. Exactly. But we know it's not a perfect world, right? Cheater and a skeeter, says Patricia Leanshaw. Tyler says, I get eaten up by guilt and anxiety if I do something wrong and not saying anything. I would not be able to keep that under wraps. You're 19. You'll grow into it. That's part of maturing. I'm just playing, Tyler. Stay that way. Stay that way. You and Clint, y'all are young. Stay that way. And you can affect positive change in the world. And let us old farts that have ruined the place, as we just kind of age out of the process, you guys make it a better world. You see me running, you better get a pew-pew because there's something big and bad chasing me because I don't run. That's what I'm saying, Mike. That's exactly what I'm saying. I understand it. What do you guys think about, you guys agree with it? Enough with Randy. But you guys agree with what the NPFL did, the 30-day? You like that rule? Or are you like me? Like, if you had the choice, here's your three choices. Leave it as is, January 1st, and we're just talking NPFL specifically. But let's just say for shits and giggles, all three are the same. They've all followed that. Leave it January 1st. Let the integrity of the angler, he should be responsible for his own integrity. No info after January 1st. The NPFL rule of 30 days before the first official practice, or no info rule at all. What would you like to see? And I'm being very serious. I know we joke around and all that, but what would you like to see as a partaker of the entertainment of watching professional fishing? Because again, we're being entertained, right? That's why we watch it. You can say, I watch to learn. Well, you're being entertained. It is an event that you're watching and you want to be entertained, because if you were not entertained, you would not watch it. That's why, I mean, if I asked you guys, how many of you guys watch The View? It would not be very entertaining to me. Brazalo says, no rules, let them rip. I agree with you. Don't make rules that you can't equally enforce. Says Gone Fishing with Ed. Jeff Brazil says the 30-day rule is better than January 1st, in my opinion. I wouldn't be mad if they got completely rid of it, but at least you're good with the 30-day. Atlanta Outdoor says no rule. Everyone uses legends as a measuring stick. However, those legends had sponsors supplying them with knowledge. Back in the day, yeah. For sure. For sure. I agree with you 100%. I just think it's impossible to enforce. And I just think it happens a lot more than gets let on. I mean, let's be honest. If we're talking about integrity, hold on a second. 30 days, there's got to be some kind of structure, Jeremy said. Fair enough. Fair enough with that. Oh, and happy birthday, Jeremy. Today's my favorite Kentuckian's birthday. Robert Blesky. Hey, you're here, NPFL. What do you think about the new rule? No info, 30-day. You like it? Or did you like the old rule, Rob? This is from a guy that fishes the NPFL. He's a competitor. Do you like the 30-day rule? I'm just very curious. And congratulations on making that championship for next year, dude. Proud of you. They need to let them fight like hockey. That's what I think. Now, I do agree with that. Now, Rob says you hate it. Okay, Rob says he hates the 30-day rule. Okay, he is an actual participant. Rob, if you don't mind, throw in the comment section why you hate the 30-day rule. Remove the no info rule, and the forward-facing sonar ban should make both sides happy. Gone Fishing with Ed. Well, yeah, we'll see about that one. I'm very curious now to see Rob's perspective on the 30-day rule. But I do agree that they should let the anglers duke it out a little bit. Especially if they can figure out a way to have marshals on there. Let them go to one falls down just like hockey. That would be pretty fun to watch. That would actually be kind of, I mean, in a kind of dark, weird way, it'd be kind of entertaining. You guys watch MMA. You guys watch I love boxing. I ain't a big fan of MMA, but I love boxing. Maybe just have like a set of gloves or something on the boat. One calls the other out and let them go to one falls. I think the boat would be challenging. I think rods would get broke, but that's part of the process, right? I think the tier, let's see. I think the tier of longer for pros and say short for the BFL is good, but a year seems long. There was a big problem in the past of who you know were in the pros. 30 to 90 days seems legit, Chris Akins. Rob said, because it's a damn shame you have to ask people or others about info. We are professionals. We should not be asking a soul on how to catch fish on tournament waters. So that's his perspective. Now so that's one perspective we didn't even cover today with all this. And that is the pride in who I am kind of thing, that I'm good enough. I don't need the information. So I get that, Rob. I get that. I would love to fight anglers though. I knew Rob would. I think it would be fantastic. That's the next step for the NPFL. All right, you banned forward-facing sonar. Check for a lot of people. You got the 30-day rule, no info rule now applied. Check for a lot of people. Now you just need to add some sort of allowable altercation between anglers on the water. And that might stop some of this cutting people off. Again, figure out a way to put a marshal on every boat or, whatever. And say, hey, guys, duke it out. Once it falls, just like hockey, break it up. And just see what it would be. I mean, it'd be like Fight Club in the NPFL. Now, there's going to be those out there like, oh, my Lord, we should never do that. And listen, okay, I get it. But I'm telling you what, the most exciting part of a hockey game, because Josh loves hockey around here, and I personally can't stand hockey unless I watch it live. It's better live. On TV, I can't stand hockey. But I tell you what, I'll watch a hockey fight. I will watch a hockey fight. 8-14, just ban them out of a tournament. They'll learn or a fine. I get it. Like any other sport makes sense to me. for sure. Fighting would be out of the question too, Doc. I would have to drive. I said, Coleman, you surely would have to fight because you can't run right now. Yeah, you'd have to fight. You can't go nowhere. But Coleman would also be smart and say, I'm not going to make that guy mad right there. Polygraph is not admissible in court. Yeah, I know. I think the polygraph stuff is too much too. I've never had that much care to watch tournament fishing, but if them boys had gloves, I would for sure watch. You want to get your ratings up? NPFL, Brad Fuller. You know I like you guys. I'm talking to you. Let's let them duke it out. And what would really be cool is like if housemates, like seriously, like I know, I love Drew Cook and Patrick Walters and those guys. And, Trent last year, they all roomed together. But like, what if it was like roommates, housemates or whatever? They ended up getting a fight on the, one of them just kind of pissed the other one off the night before, didn't like the way he cooked something or something. They get on the water and they find themselves in the right spot. We're just throwing down the rods. Come on, buddy, let's go. Let them have at it. Have at it. Grass would be broke. Rods trashed. Somebody's getting a hook in the ass. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to take a hook. But, as they say in Gladiator, like, are you not entertained? They'll be like, hell yeah, man. Did you see Drew and Patrick Walters get into it yesterday? Good Lord, what about that right hook? Yeah, and then right after that, he busted a 10-pounder on bed. It was the craziest 30 minutes of fishing I've seen. Oh, let's see what you guys say. Rob says, I've never gotten into an altercation with a pro angler, but there are some that I can't stand because they act like their defecation doesn't stink. Oh, I know. Oh, listen, you can see them jokers a mile away. I can tell that at ICAST. You can tell at ICAST which anglers are approachable and which anglers are not. You don't even have to go try to talk to them. They give off, for you manifestation people, they give off that vibration. You know what I'm talking about? Low vibration people, grumpy, standoffish. High vibration people, happy, joyous. You can tell. You can tell when certain people walk into a room. You guys know what I'm talking. You can tell. I don't believe in all that manifesting stuff like a lot of guys do. But I do agree with one thing. You can tell when a certain person walks into the room, you say, hey, the room lit up when they were there. I do believe the way you carry yourself in there can affect that. Certain people walk into the shop here, and I'm not going to name names, but maybe one or two of them, I'm kind of like, and one of them's that crazy old woman I told you about the other day. Patricia said, Rob, tell us more. Tell us more. Some selling sponsorships and some just there because they enjoy it. Anything to expect to look for this weekend fishing with the full moon coming? Throw topwater. That's the easiest answer right now for everything. But the guys around here, that's what they're catching them on. Like, what if you want to go offshore, you want to go on the bank? Topwater. You can put your limit in there. Then you can go do whatever you want. But topwater, unless somebody tells me different, topwater. So I would expect the fish to be chewing because it's also going to have a nice cool down this weekend too. Wouldn't be a fair fight with Will or Richard. Rob said, yeah, Will's a little smaller. And listen, Richard's just too damn old to be fighting. Sweet man. I'm throwing jerk baits or spinner baits. Those are perfect. They'll work too. 100% 814. I don't think we need any more drama. We already had a fight club at the Classic. Listen, I don't think you'd have to worry about Dylan, though. Dylan's like laid back, man. I think it would only be, like on hockey, you got your goon. You got that one guy. That's his job. That's just his one job. Maybe that's what NPF, if they do that, maybe that's what the NPFL does. Maybe they need a goon or two. Behind the scenes, you get Fuller going, such and such angler is going to be he's going to be kind of up the lake today, outside of cell range. Maybe pay him a visit. I mean, don't hurt him. Just straighten out his attitude. You never know, man. You might get the mafia in the NPFL. But I think it'd be fun to watch. Fighting from kayaks in a kayak tournament would be hilarious. Be like fighting from a wheelchair. Yeah, Lane Holt, it'd be different. It would be different. I mean, I don't think you could do that in a kayak tournament. I'm still not over all the lead. Them walleye guys let that slide, in my opinion. Yeah, listen. They have a goon. He's called Fat Cat. No, listen, Fat Cat, I mean, he's just a happy person. He's got a good personality, big personality. Man, even us down here in the South pay for them walleye guys. I remember we went to Chickamauga. No lie. We pulled into a gas station. And the guy goes, y'all going fishing? Well, hell, we got a bass boat right behind us. It was like, yeah, no, we're going to paint a house. And we didn't say that. Yeah, we're going fishing. Well, don't be putting no lead in them fish. And I'm like, we're in Georgia. That was them walleye guys up there. It does affect the whole thing. Ruining the name of the career isn't good enough for what they took home. I know. 100%. I agree with you. Let's see. Oh yeah, Slick. Yeah, I know Slick. Slick Johnson, you're too damn old to be fighting as well. I like you and we're buddies, but you're too damn old to be fighting. Don't talk crap about Fat Cat, or we will all have problems. That's what I'm saying. I like Fat Cat. I was very complimentary of Fat Cat. Danny should bring back the Gen Z word of the day and start with goon. Yeah, right. So they call them enforcers in hockey. That's what I'm saying. The NPFL, maybe Brad Fuller's got an enforcer. And maybe, you know what? Maybe they can just like have a draw on at every tournament. 2 guys, you get to be the enforcer. You can just go beat the crap out of whoever you want to that day. We had a KBF, a few Southern guys come up last spring and ruined our smallies. I'm sorry, man. Because we ain't got nothing worth the crap down here. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up. The guy with a 300-pound rigged kayak will be at a disadvantage because he can't flip it back over. For sure. For sure. I don't know who you're talking about, Coker, but Coker says he got pissed and left out calling us names, just brushed it off as another jackass thinking he's better than anyone else. Are you talking about Block It? Or who are you talking about, Coker? I'm not going to try to scroll back up and find it. Back in the day with Dean Rojas and Alton Jones would have been a good fight. Who would be the 2? Okay, how about this? We might as well talk about it. Be NPFL or the Elites or MLF. Make sure you quantify which one. Pick 2 guys in each league that you'd like to see just throw down. Just throw down. Dude catches 20s in the Susquehanna, 2-minute vids out of the water, 90 degrees. Now, I do agree with you on that, dude. I do agree with you on that. Guys making vids got to do a lot better job for sure. And kayak guys don't have no Livewell, so that is something that does kind of give some bad connotations there. Let's see. Fat Cat is one of us. He's awesome. That's what I'm saying, Jeremy. He's like us. And that's what I say. He just got a big personality. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got a big personality. I'm just not as big of a fella as Fat Cat is. He's a big boy. And I'm talking tall and all that too. I ain't talking about weight. He's lost a lot of weight. But y'all should go back and check out, see how Fat Cat got his start. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like he got interviewed on some thing, and he just kind of showed up, and he was such a big personality too that just people fell in love with him. And so I got TikTok fixed again. Joe Rogan has an enforcer. Yeah, we'll see that. Oh, look up. So I'm going to have to go up now. Now, see, Tracy, you're going to make me scroll up. Oh, okay. We had a tournament during the BFL one time. One of them come barreling into where we were fishing, right on top of us. He said, I'm in a tournament. I won't be but a few minutes. And we said, we are too. He got pissed and left calling us names, just brushed it off as another jackass, thinking he was better than anyone else. Okay, now I get the story. Yeah, I know. Those guys too. I'm taking Biffle in a fight. Now, Rob said, if we can fill a full field, then I can see the future of us having an open qualifier to get in the league. So somebody must have asked if the NPFL was going to have an open thing, and I think they would like to. I honestly think you guys will at some point. I mean, if you ask me, and again, I didn't agree with the forward-facing sonar ban when it first came out. That's well known. Kind of got educated on that process a little bit, if you want to say that. But no, seriously, like I agree with it. Now, I think for the NPFL, that was the best decision they could have made because it did set them apart. But I also think they're being proactive with their decisions and stuff. Now, whether, Rob, like you said, whether you agree or disagree with it, you can't fault the NPFL for at least saying, hey, we know there's a lot of chatter about this no info rule. Let's be on the forefront and make a change. And so you at least got to give them credit. You got to give Fuller and Nebraska credit for saying they're on the forefront of making change and doing things. What's up, FNGO fam from Bible Bash TV? How you doing out there, buddy? Let me see. I missed that one comment. Oh, he said Lee Livesey and Caleb Sumrall. I know they're friends, but that would get rowdy. That's just two guys he'd like to see throw down. Now, you could, if you really wanted to have like, and I listen, like I like Trey McKinney and all that, but like if you really like, I don't know if you guys, if you ever grew up in the South, y'all didn't go to these COCK fights, chicken fights back in the day. I'm afraid of what TikTok will do. But I grew up in the rural South. I've been to a pit with chicken fights. And I'm not going to say it was a bad time. I know that's going to make somebody think that's disgusting of me, but it was a good time. I lost a lot of money. But if you didn't make weight, or you had weight classes, even in chicken fights, so like you had your little bantams down there. So, I mean, you could throw somebody like of equal size, like McKinney or JT or somebody like that. You know, have divisions. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be able to pick, like, you shouldn't be a heavyweight and be able to go goon on a guy that weighs 120 pounds. So maybe make divisions. Make it, hey, you can only fight certain people. WB Harrington said everything about fishing is information, 100%. Robert, I hope the NPFL makes the best league for sure. Fat Cat got his start back in 2 classics of 87, Jeremy Conkright said. I saw a thing where like he was like being interviewed by some TV reporter at some event, and he was Fat Cat. He was very, you know, over the top, big personality and all that. And it was just very interesting to see that. That was before he became, I think, who he is now, for sure. I disagree with them banning forward facing sonar, and I still fished and did well. We will always disagree, but we have to respect one another. Yeah. And I think too, though, Rob, I think you can say, and I'm pretty certain you can say it with all, you know, and you might have said it to me. I don't know. I have to go back and read the text. But that you fished with some of the best of the world without the use of forward facing sonar, and you qualified for that championship next year doing so, which goes to show that you are you know, you are an angler that can do a variety of different things to make that, because that's, you got to be good all year long, as are all the other guys that made that championship. So you can take pride in saying, you know, I like forward facing sonar, but I can fish without it. And I think that was pretty cool. Cameraman Cletus said that was at the Classic at Hartwell in 2018. I was in the background of that interview. That was my first Classic. Haven't missed one since. So you know the interview I'm talking about with Fat Cat. I mean, it was over the top, man. He was funny. Carson said, okay, let's see. Patricia Leanne Shaw, we need a $10,000 entry fee to weed out all the wannabes. Well, I sure as hell wouldn't be able to fish it. I can tell you that. I can't write that check. I wish I could. Talking about chicken fights on the podcast was not on my bingo card. Hell, it wasn't on mine either. I'll never forget it, though. It was in Waleska, Georgia, just down the road from here. Somebody's farm down a long dirt road. Pull up, cars everywhere. I'm serious, you know. I couldn't write that check, but I sure as heck put up. Yeah, I mean, I would love to fish for something like that. I wish I had that kind of FU money. But I remember pulling up in this field with 2 old chicken houses. On the outside, they look really rough. You walk inside, I'm telling you what, guys, listen. They had pits. It was nice. It was decked. You had people in, I wore overalls that day. I wore overalls. Now, you had people in suits. You had people dressed like me. You had people in public attire that are supposed to be enforcing the laws there. This is back, we're talking 80, give or take, 88, 89 on a Saturday in Waleska. And boy, they gather around and they just throw down, man. And then you had these little side pots going on. Interesting world. Things have changed back since then. Chicken fights are fun till you got to run. That's what I'm saying. We didn't have to, Jeremy, because the people that would make you run were already there. Unless the state showed up, we were golden. I wonder if I live near that farm in Waleska. I'm sure you do. I couldn't tell you how to get there. Papa drove back in the day. Rob says nobody's going to pay a $10,000 entry fee into a tournament. He goes, I have the money and I wouldn't pay that. Damn, Rob, if you got the money, send me some, dude. Huh? But what he's saying is, I think what she's saying is that there'll be more serious anglers. But she said, okay, let me read this again. Yeah, they will. Serious. That's what they said about $5,000. So they said they wouldn't pay $5,000, but now they do. I get it. I wish I had that. I'd love to. I mean, seriously, like I wish I had $10,000 to gamble with like that on a tournament. But I don't. But it would be interesting to see. For sure. So, all right. How long are we going? Hour and 10. And I got work to do. So I think we've talked about Randy B. We talked about the NPFL. We talked about chicken fighting. And we talked about letting the NPFL fight like hockey. I think now I do want to do one more thing while I still got a few of you guys on. I want you guys to start thinking about something. I had a young lady walk in here with her daughter this morning in the shop from Dahlonega, Georgia, named Sarah Kimbrell. And Sarah is one of the founders of the Wellness Armory. Their motto is pressed but not crushed. And what they're doing, this is counseling and help for vets, for veterans that are suffering, coming back into, with whatever, PTSD, substance abuse, whatever. They come back from some really nasty crap, and it's hard to turn that switch off. But I'm gonna kind of. I told them that I wanted to help them with this, and one of the things I told them that we could do, and all you guys could do, was we can get out, and we ain't talking about financial support and stuff. I mean, you want to do that, you can. We're talking about like getting some of these vets out, taking them fishing, taking them hunting, taking them outdoors. Maybe even just going in there and sitting down and taking in one of their meetings and just listening to the stories these guys are telling. I offered up the shop because one of the things that Sarah said, they didn't want, sometimes guys won't go into an office because it's very sterile. It's not really homey, feel like you're at the doctor's office. And I said, hey, you guys can meet at my shop anytime you wanted to. Come in here. Can't do it on Tuesday and Thursdays. That's what I said. But any other time, y'all come in here. We'll get chairs. We'll get it out. Y'all can have your meetings here. And I'd love to sit in on one and just see what these guys have been through and what they're suffering with. So I want you guys to kind of absolutely just kind of think about that. And if it's not this organization, it might be something different. You think about the vets. Think about the why you and I can sit right here today and talk about chicken fighting and the NPFL letting their anglers fight. Because people paid the price and some people are suffering. And so I want you guys to really think about vets today as we go forward and just kind of think about it in the future. If we do something with them, I want the FNGO crowd to join in with me on this and let's help out these guys. And also, too, don't forget, if you're interested in going up and watching the weigh-in Saturday on Hartwell, the NPFL weigh-in the championship, let me know. I'm thinking about riding up there. We might just take a crew and go up there and make a big sign. I think we might make a big sign. And when Big Al gets up there and he gets talking, we'll wait till he gets started, gets going, and we'll just, we'll bring out a big sign. It might say something like Big Al hates children or Big Al hates women or something. Just something to catch his attention from the back and make him notice us. We might do that. But I just want to go up there. I'm thinking about it. I haven't been to an NPFL weigh-in and it being the championship. And it's just a couple hours up north on Hartwell. Might do that. If none of you guys want to do that, I might go deer hunting. I don't know. But if you're interested and want to, reach out to me on Facebook or something and say, hey, yeah, I'd love to. It'd be great to take about just a crew, a couple of carloads of people up there and just wreak havoc at the NPFL weigh-in. Tony said, I'm in. Yeah, we should do it. But I do think we need a sign or something. I tell you what, do you remember, Danny, remember this is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday tournament. Is it Sunday? Well, then we'll go Sunday. All right, I didn't know that. I thought it ended on Saturday, Doc. I'll have to check that. Bible Bass TV said, I'll go. You reach out to me on Facebook. I'll figure out what day it is. I might can meet. I might can miss church. I don't know. But I might get, you tell you what I might do. I might get that Farrah Fawcett poster that Big Al sent us, that poster we all had. And we'll put it on the back and we'll get it spread out. And I might take it up there with a Sharpie and get all the NPFL pros to sign that Farrah Fawcett poster from Big Al. I think that'd be pretty cool. But of course, you guys also too, I got to ask the wife. I haven't asked for permission yet. Reach out to me and I'll let you know how it goes. I would love to help the vets go fishing with them for sure. We'll do that. We're going to set it up. I told her, I said, email me all your information. And since you're in Dahlonega and you're close, and listen, and I know Tony's a vet. I know Tim's a vet. I hear their stories and stuff. And I know they got a heart for that. I know Tony takes some guys fishing already. He's got a heart for that. And so if that's, what you felt led to do, I'd love to help out this. And again, they're a 50 nonprofit. What is that, a 503? 5013 or whatever the hell it's called? The Wellness Armory, pressed but not crushed. We need to help out our vets. So, all right, with that, guys, I'm going to go to work. If you're in the area, like Tyler said, come by and hang out during the podcast tonight. Come before, talk, stay afterwards and talk a little bit, but come. You're always welcome. We don't lock the doors till like 7:50. If not, 8 o'clock tonight, watch it. Because I'm telling you, Deshaun's I'm gonna make him drop some juice tonight. We're gonna figure out what he's gonna do in October, and hopefully that'll help you guys catch more fish. That's the goal of everything we do. We want you guys to catch more fish, be happy, and make the world a little bit better place. So I'm going to get rid of my TikTok guys first today. You guys be good. I'll keep my YouTube guys on for a second. There we go. They're out of here. But seriously, you guys, hey, show up tonight, 8 o'clock. And if not, 12 o'clock tomorrow, you know where we'll be, right back here. So come see me. You guys be good. Charles Nolan sent you a DM about coming here. Oh, yeah, I got to check that out too. That's the guy that wants me to come fishing with him in Alabama. You guys be good. We'll see you tonight.